students, welcome to Math Magnet. Math made easy. This is for all you little geniuses who need a little help with math. Remember to use this video only as a guide to help you solve your math problems after you have attempted to solve them yourselves. Let's get into today's video. Today we are going to do chapter 3 ratio from workbook for grade 6A. We shall try to solve questions from practice 1 and practice 2. Let's begin with practice 1, ratio and fraction. Question 1. Stick A is 5 centimeters, stick B is 4 centimeters. Now that the bar model will be like this. The ratio of the length of stick A to the length of stick B will be 5:4. Now length of stick A by length of stick B will be 5/4. So length of stick A is 5/4 of the length of stick B. Now see, the ratio of length of stick B to the length of stick A will be 4:5. Length of stick B by length of stick A will be 4/5. So length of stick B is 4/5 of the length of stick A. Total length of stick A and stick B will be 5 plus 4 is 9 centimeters. So the ratio of length of stick A to the total length of stick A and B will be 5:9. 9 will be your total, so it will be 5:9. Question number 2. Maureen has 3 pencils and 8 pens. A. Total number of pencils and pens will be 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. Number of pencils by total number of pencils and pen will be equal to 3/11. So the number of pencils is 3/11 of the total number of pencils and pen. B. The ratio of the number of pens to the total number of pencils and pens is 8:11. C. Number of pencils by total number of pencils and pen will be 8/11. So the number of pens is 8/11 of the total number of pencils and pens. Question number 3. Calvin keeps 2 dogs, 7 hamsters and 3 birds as pets. So the bar model will be like this: 2 dogs, 7 hamsters and 3 birds. So the ratio of the number of dogs to the number of hamsters is 2:7. The number of dogs is 2/7 of the number of hamsters. The ratio can be written as a fraction, like 2:7 can be written as 2/7. The ratio of the number of birds to the number of dogs will be 3:2. So the number of birds is 3/2 of the number of dogs. Total number of pets is 2 plus 7 plus 3, that is sum of all the units. So that is equal to 12. So the ratio of the number of dogs to the total number of pets in its simplest form is, it will be 2/12, which is equal to 2:12, which is equal to 1:6. The number of dogs is 1/6 of the total number of pets. Question number 4. Pete played 18 tennis matches in a week. Sam played 6 tennis matches in the same week. A. Find the ratio of the number of matches Pete played to the number of matches Sam played. So that will be 18:6. Now that can be simplified as 3:1. B. Express the number of matches Sam played as a fraction of the number of matches Pete played. Give your answer in its simplest form. So that will be 6/18. The simplest form will be 1/3. C. Express the number of matches Pete played as a fraction of the number of matches Sam played. That will be 18/6. And D. Express the number of matches Pete played in a fraction as a fraction of the total number of matches the two boys played. Give your answer in its simplest form. So the total number of matches the two boys played will be 18 plus 6, which is 24. So fraction will be 18/24, which can be rewritten as 3/4. Question number 5. Zelina's mass is 3/5 of Magdalene's mass. Question A. Draw a model to compare the mass of Zelina and Magdalene. So the bar model will look like this. Zelina will have 3 units and Magdalene will have 5 units, because the mass is then the fraction 3/5. Question B. Express Magdalene's mass as fraction of Zelina's mass. So that will be 5/3. Question C. What is the ratio of Zelina's mass to Magdalene's mass? So that will be 3:5. Question D. What is the ratio of Magdalene's mass to the total mass of the two girls? We'll first find the total mass of the two girls, which is 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. And the ratio of Magdalene's mass to total mass will be 5 is to 8. Question E. Express Zelina's mass as a fraction of the total mass of the two girls. We know total mass of the two girls is 8. So the ratio, fraction as a fraction, Zelina's mass as a fraction to the total mass of the two girls will be 3 by 8. Question number 6. Weikat is 4 times as old as Hafiz. Find the ratio of Weikat's age to Hafiz's age. So it will be 4 is to 1. When we draw a bar model, Weikat is 4 times as old as Hafiz. So Hafiz will be 1 unit and Weikat will be 4 units. So the ratio will be 4 is to 1. Question B. What fraction of Weikat's age is Hafiz's age? So that will be 1 by 4. So Hafiz is 1 unit and Weikat's age is 4 units. So the ratio will be Hafiz is to Weikat will be 1 is to 4 and the fraction will be Hafiz's age is 1 by 4 of Weikat's age. What fraction of the total age is Hafiz's age? So here the total age is 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. So that's the total age, and Hafiz's age we know is 1 unit. So it will be 1 is to 5 the ratio. In terms of fraction we can say Hafiz is 1 by 5 of their total age. Question D. Find the ratio of Weikat's age to their total age. We know total age is 5. The ratio of Weikat age to the total age will be 4 is to 5. Let's look at question number 7. Lisa earns 5 times as much money as Mindy. Jay earns 4 by 5 of what Lisa earns. Now over here the bar model will be Lisa earns 5 times as much money as Mindy. So Mindy will be 1 unit and Lisa will be 5 units. And Jay earns 4 by 5 of what Lisa earns. We already know Lisa earns 5 units, so Jay will be 4 units. So this is how the bar model will look like. Question A. Find the ratio of Mindy's salary to Liza's salary. Mindy is 1. Liza is equal to 5 units. So the ratio will be 1 is to 5. What fraction of Liza's salary is Mindy's salary? We know Liza is 5 unit and Mindy is 1 unit. So it will be 1 by 5. That is Mindy's salary. It will be Mindy's salary is 1 by 5 of Liza's salary. Question C. How many times of Mindy's salary does Jay earn? So Mindy is 1 unit and Jay is 4 units. So we know Jay earns 4 times Mindy's salary. Question D. Express Jay's salary as a fraction of their total salary in its simplest form. So we'll have to see what is the total salary. So total salary will be Mindy plus Jay plus Liza. That is 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 10. Now J is 4 units. So the fraction will be 4 by 10. That is J earns 4 by 10 of the total salary of all the three put together. Now the simplest form will be 2 by 5. So J earns 2 by 5 of their total salary. Question number 8. 2 by 3 of the mass of a lobster is equal to 3 by 8 of the mass of a king crab. The difference in their mass is 7 by 10 kg. What is the mass of the king crab? Express your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So over here let's look at the bar model. Now we know lobster has 3 units as given in the question. Okay, they have 3 units and they have 8 units of king crab. In that they are saying 2 units of lobster is equal to 3 units of king crab. So when we draw a bar model, we will draw in such a way that 2 units of lobster will be equal to 3 units of king crab. Now since 2 units of lobster is equal to 3 units of king crab, we'll need to make it into like number, correct? So we will divide each unit of lobster into three further units, 3 parts. So and same way king crab, each unit will be divided into 2 parts. So that way you will get 6 parts here and 6 parts here. So that way they both become equal. And now we know the difference between king crab and lobster is 7 by 10 kg. So now 8 units becomes 16 parts and whereas 3 units becomes 9 parts. Okay, so the difference 7 units, these become 7 units. 7 units is equal to 7 by 10 kg. So 1 unit will be 7 by 10 divided by 7, which is equal to 1 by 10 kg. So we know 1 unit is 1 by 10 kg. Now for mass of king crab is 16 units. We have 16 units here, correct? Or 16 parts. So 16 parts is equal to 1 by 10 into 16, which is equal to 16 by 10, which can be further simplified as 8 by 5. And to write it in the simplest form, we'll write 1 3 by 5 kg. So the mass of the king crab is 1 3 by 5 kg. Question number 9. 2 by 5 of the length of a side table is equal to 1 by 10 of the length of a dining table. The length of the side table is 165 centimeters shorter than the length of a dining table. What is the length of the dining table? Now let's begin by drawing the bar model. The side table we know has 5 units and the dining table we know has 10 units. So we will draw 5 units for side table and 10 units for dining table. Now we are also aware that 2 units of side table is equal to 1 unit of dining table. Now to make this as like or similar boxes, we will divide this 10 units into half, so it becomes 20 units, correct? Each unit will split it into 2 units, so it becomes 20 units. So here this differential amount, which is 15 units, is 165 centimeters. This is the difference in the length of the side table and the dining table. So we know 15 units is 165 centimeters. So 1 unit will be equal to 11 centimeters. Now dining table is equal to 20 units. So it will become 20 into 11 is equal to 220 centimeters. So the length of the dining table will be 220 centimeters. Now let's try to solve practice 2, comparing ratios. Question 1a. Pupils in a school are divided into different groups. The table shows the number of boys and girls in each group. Complete the following table. So over here when we see this table, the number of boys and number of girls in different groups are given. If we see here, it is a multiple. If you see the number of boys, it is a multiple of 2, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. So the missing value will be 10. Same way over here, the number of girls will be 5, 10, 15 and 20, because it is forming a multiples of 5. And here the missing value will be 30, because the ratio will be maintained the same. Now the ratio of number of boys and number of girls is 2:5. The number of boys is 2 by 5 of the number of girls. Question number 1b. The table shows the number of cats and dogs in different parts of a pet adoption center. Complete the following table. Now over here the missing value can be found by finding out which multiplication table this belongs to. So over here for number of cats we see the second value is 14, third is 21, fourth is 28 and then 35. So obviously this is a 7 multiplication table. So the first unknown value will be 7 and the last will be 42. Same way over here number of dogs, it is following a 4 multiplication table. So it becomes 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So the ratio of the number of cats and number of dogs is 7:4. The number of cats is 7 by 4 of the number of dogs. Question 1c. City uses different numbers of tablespoons of water and jelly crystals to make some jelly. Complete the following table. Now this table, if we see, the number of tablespoons of water and number of tablespoons of jelly and crystals are given. We'll notice that the number of tablespoons of water uses the 8 multiplication table, whereas number of tablespoons of jelly crystals uses the 3 multiplication table. So we will fill in the missing numbers accordingly. Now the ratio of the number of tablespoons of water used to the number of tablespoons of jelly crystals used is 8:3. The number of tablespoons of water used is 8 by 3 of the number of tablespoons of jelly crystals used. Question number 2. Mariam uses 5 grams of baking powder and 240 grams of flour to bake a cake. A is find the ratio of the amount of baking powder used to the amount of flour used. Give your answer in its simplest form. So we know it is baking powder is to flour will be 5:240. Now to make it in a simplified form, it will be 1:48. So the ratio of the amount of baking powder used to the amount of flour used is 1 is to 48. Question B. Mariam uses 25 grams of baking powder. How much flour does she need to use? We already know that she uses for 240 grams of flour, she uses 5 grams of baking powder. Now for 25 grams of baking powder, how much flour will she need is the question. So for 25 grams of baking powder, she will need 240 into 5. So basically what we have done is, for 5 grams it is 240, for 25 grams how much? So it will be 225 into 240 divided by 5, which is also equivalent to 240 into 5. So she will need 1200 grams of flour. I repeat here, for 5 grams of baking powder she will use 240 grams. For 25 grams of baking powder, we will simply multiply 25 into 240 divided by 5. So 25 and 5 simplifies further as into 5. So 240 into 5 will become 1200 grams of flour she will need if she is using 25 grams of baking powder. Question C. Mariam uses 720 grams of flour. How much baking powder does she need to use? So we know for 240 grams of flour, Mariam uses 5 grams of baking powder. For 720 grams of flour, she will need 720 into 5 divided by 240. Now 720 and 240 will be simplified further as into 3. So it becomes 5 into 3. So which is equal to 15 grams. So she will need 15 grams of baking powder if she is going to use 720 grams of flour. Question D. Mariam wants to bake 4 cakes. How much baking powder and flour does she need to use? Now we know what is the quantity she needs for 1 cake. Now we need to find for 4 cakes. So it becomes, for 1 cake she uses 5 grams of baking powder and 240 grams of flour. So for 4 cakes it will become 5 is to 240 into 4 times. So you will multiply 5 into 4 and 240 into 4, which will be equal to 20 is to 960. So she will need 20 grams of baking powder and 960 grams of flour for baking 4 cakes. Question number 3. A chef uses salt and sugar in the ratio 2 is to 7 to make a sauce. The chef uses 133 grams of sugar. How much salt does he use? So here let us begin by drawing the bar model. We know salt is 2 units and sugar will be 7 units. So here we know the amount of sugar he has used is 133 grams. So which means 7 units will be equal to 133 grams. So 1 unit will be 133 divided by 7 equal to 19. Now salt is 2 units. So 2 units will be 2 into 19, which is equal to 38 grams. So the chef will use 38 grams of salt. Question number 4. A painter mixed red and blue paint in the ratio of 4 is to 9 to obtain purple paint. We all know when you mix red and blue you get purple, right? So this painter has mixed in both these paints in a ratio of 4 is to 9 and he has used 12 liters of red paint. How much blue paint did he use? So let's see how to go about it. Let's begin by drawing the bar model. Now we know the ratio of red is to blue is 4 is to 9. So red will have 4 units and blue will have 9 units. And now we know the red paint that he is used is 12 liters. So which means these 4 units will be equal to 12 units. We need to know how much blue paint he has used. So we know red paint, which is 4 units, is 12 liters. So 1 unit will be 12 liters divided by 4, which is equal to 3. So blue paint will be 9 units. So 9 into 3 will be 27 liters. So this painter has used 27 liters of blue paint. Question number 5. Mrs. Rama uses 3 types of fruit juice for a party. The ratio of the amount of watermelon juice to the amount of apple juice is 4 is to 9. The ratio of the amount of apple juice to the amount of orange juice is 27 is to 14. Find the ratio of the amount of watermelon juice to the amount of apple juice to the amount of orange juice in its simplest form. So over here let's write down the data that we have from the question, which is watermelon is to apple will be 4 is to 9. The next ratio that we have is apple is to orange juice, which is 27 is to 14. Now to make this a ratio of watermelon is to apple is to orange, we will have to convert this ratio in such a way that the apple will have the same value. Now here in one ratio apple value is 9 and another ratio the apple value is 27. So to make it uniform, if you multiply first ratio, that is 4 is to 9 by 3, you will get apple as 27, correct? So by doing that you will get one single ratio for apple, which will be 4 into 3 will be 12 is to 27, that is you are multiplying 9 into 3, and then orange 14 will write as it is. So the ratio will be 12 is to 27 is to 14. So this is the ratio of watermelon juice to apple to orange in its simplest form. Let's look at the last question. Question number 6. A bookstore sells cookbooks, novels and reference books. The ratio of the number of cookbooks to the number of novels is 2 is to 11. The ratio of the number of cookbooks to the number of reference books is 3 is to 4. What is the ratio of number of cookbooks to the number of novels to the number of reference books at the bookstore? So let's begin by writing the data information that we have from the question, which is we know cookbooks is to novels is 2 is to 11, and we also know cookbooks to the number of reference book is 3 is to 4. So over here we need to make a ratio of cookbooks is to novels is to reference books. So to make that, here in these two given ratios that we have a common ratio involving cookbook, correct? So in the first ratio we have 2 and the second ratio we have 3. So now if you make both the same value, you can get the accordingly the values of this also will be changed and you can get a uniform ratio. So to do that, we'll multiply this ratio, that is cookbook is to novel, by 3, and we'll multiply cookbook and cookbook is to reference ratio by 2. If you do that, you will get 6 cookbooks will become 6, novel will become 33, and reference will become 8. This 2 into 3 and 3 into 2 is same, which is 6. Novel, we are multiplying this entire ratio by 3, so 11 into 3 becomes 33, and this ratio we are multiplying by 2, so it becomes 4 into 2, which is 8. So the final ratio will be 6 is to 33 is to 8. Thank you friends. Hope you found this video helpful. If yes, please do like, share with your friends and subscribe for more such useful videos. Feel free to comment your doubts down below and I shall get back to you at the earliest. See you soon with another math video. Bye.